Hello and welcome to day 11 of the Red Letter Revolution. And today I'm talking to you on location from the church I'm currently serving. And we're going to get into the 12 disciples being sent out. I want you to listen to this as if you are hearing these instructions, as if you are being sent out as a disciple. So let's get into it, see what we need to learn for today. And when he, meaning Jesus, had called his 12 disciples to him, he gave them power over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal all kinds of sickness and all kinds of disease. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, James, the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. These 12 Jesus sent out and commanded them, saying, don't go into the way of the Gentiles, and do not enter the city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out the demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Provide neither gold nor silver nor copper in your money belts, nor bag for your journey, nor two tunics, nor sandals, nor staffs, for a worker is worthy of their food. Now, whatever city or town you enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and stay there till you go out. And when you go into a household, greet it. If the household is worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you. And whoever will not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart from that house or city, shake off the dust from your feet. Assuredly, I say to you, it will be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men or humans, for they will deliver you up to councils and scourge you in the synagogues. You will be brought before governors and kings for my sake, as a testimony to them and to the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, do not worry. Do not worry about how or what you should speak, for it will be given to you in that hour what you should speak. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Creator who speaks for you. Okie dokie. So there's a lot here. Some of it is maybe familiar, some of it may not be. One of the pieces that speaks to me the most right now is the part about if you go into a place, bring your peace, and if they don't receive you, then let your peace return to you and kick the dust off your feet. A lot of times people feel that in order to be Christian, you had to be soft and a pushover and get treated any kind of way and just be cool with it. I don't know where that came from, but some people think that. And then some people think that if you're going to be a Christian, that means you can go around and bully and abuse and be any kind of way. But to me, it means that you walk in the world with a peace that surpasses understanding, that is not of this world, because this world in general is not a place of peace. If you look at the history or you look at the present, this is not a place of inherent peace, in that many people want their way no matter what. But Jesus's way is the way of peace. That's why he said, don't go the way of the Samaritans and the way of the Gentiles. It's not just the way in the direction of where they are, but how at that time he spoke of how they showed up in the world. Now, if you know anything about the scriptures, that Jesus's approach to the Gentiles and Samaritans changes from what we see in Matthew 10, which opens us up a whole other can of worms in terms about Jesus growing as a person throughout his ministry, which I personally believe that he did. And it's seen throughout his encounters with different people, but we don't have to get into that now. What we can get into is this idea that you're walking around with this peace that surpasses understanding, and you offer it. If people don't take it, you don't lose your peace. You just allow your peace to come back to you. And when he says kick the dust off your feet, it's like don't carry anything of them with you, not even dust on your shoes. That's a pretty bold statement to say don't even take the dust off of your feet. But that's what he says. And then he also warns them that, sometimes when you tell people the truth, when you bring to them a peace that they are not used to, that requires them to make changes, they may deliver you up for the synagogues in his time, but to the church or to the government or to any other entity or institution that tries to be the standard of the world. If you come and you show up with a peace that surpasses understanding, a lot of times people will reject you, because in this world, people tend to think that your peace comes from something outside of you, not from something within you. And Jesus is operating under a whole different paradigm. And then also, I wanted to share that he acknowledges that you're being sent as sheep in the midst of wolves. That's the standard for being a Christian, is being a sheep, walking among the wolves, meaning there's danger all around, trying to function from a place of inner peace in this kind of world. But that's why he says to be wise as serpent, but as harmless as doves. So you got to be able to understand and discern that word again, what's happening around you, and that some people are literally up to no good, and that you need to know how to navigate that, and then to walk in the world in a way that your peace is not disturbed by the ways that other people might show up in the world. And also talks about the authority that Jesus gave his disciples. To be a disciple of Christ, to walk in the discipline and the way of Christ, is to have a certain type of authority in the world to actually, you might not be casting out demons and healing sicknesses in the way that people imagine that the disciples did, and maybe they actually did back then, and maybe you will too. But really, it's the authority of being able to see what is and to call what truly is into being. Sometimes some of us, our sickness is that we can't see ourselves clearly. We can't see the world clearly. And a person who's walking with inner peace can actually bring that peace to someone and help them to let go of things that don't serve them, to see that like their fulfillment doesn't come from getting things out in the world or getting the approval of people who are themselves lost. There's a way of being in the world. There's a healing way of being in the world. And we are all invited into that by studying these scriptures, studying these teachings, trying to embody and live them. You actually can walk as a living healing to the world. But some people don't like that. Like imagine the medical industrial complex. If you're walking around healing, a lot of people who are attached to material things and money, they might be like, we got to stop this person going around healing for free. But the same goes for emotional healing, psychological healing, new ways of being. What if a person who has low self-esteem and is insecure and is in a horrible relational situation, realizes that they're enough, realize that they could be taken care of if they think that the only way they can survive in the world is for someone to take care of them, and they realize that that power is within them as well. Well, the people who live and benefit from those people being insecure and all stuff like that, they'll feel like they have something to lose, and they won't like that. And so there's a lot of things that get disturbed when you live from an inner peace. People who want to have control over you, people who want to tell you who you are or what you're worth, all those things. There's a lot of structures built around that. Turn on your television, you'll see a whole bunch of videos. You're not enough, you're not enough, you're not enough, you're not enough. But what if you knew you were? Maybe you wouldn't need that new car. Maybe you wouldn't need that diamond ring or whatever thing that you think you need, a bow and arrow, a gun, whatever. All the things that we get shoved down our throats that tell us that without them we're less than. None of those things would exist, or there wouldn't be much of a demand for it if people had inner peace. And so inner peace is a threat to the world that is thriving on violence and trying to protect you from violence and using fear and all those other tactics. So at any rate, that's the word for today. Looking forward to tomorrow. Peace.